Welcome to Facts or Fiction, where we uncover the most unusual historical events and facts. In today's video, we are exploring 5 unusual events that are sure to surprise you. Number 1. Molasses Flood. On January 15, 1919, a normal day in Boston turned into a catastrophe when a storage tank filled with 2.3 million gallons of molasses burst, unleashing a sticky mess. The Purity Distilling Company owned the tank full of molasses. It stood 50 feet tall and 90 feet in diameter. The tank was in a densely populated area known as Keeney Square. Molasses was popular and used in industrial alcohol and sweetener. Disaster struck shortly after midnight. The tank exploded with a loud bang, sending a 25-foot wave of molasses through the streets at 35 miles per hour. Buildings were demolished, vehicles swept away, and anything in the way was engulfed. The aftermath was mayhem. The thick and sticky molasses made rescue efforts difficult. First responders and civilians struggled to walk through the knee-deep sludge. Sadly, 21 people lost their life and 150 injured. The flood also caused major property damage. An investigation was started. The tank was found to be poorly built and tested. People reported seeing molasses leaking before the accident and hearing metallic groans, but these reports were not investigated. After a long trial in court, it was found that the company failed to adhere to safety issues. The company was forced to pay settlements to those affected by the flood. The cleanup took weeks to remove the molasses from streets and buildings. For years, you could still smell the molasses. Today, this is remembered as one of Boston's strangest disasters. It reminds people about the importance of safety. What would you do if you were in a molasses flood? Comment below and like the video. Number 2. The shortest war. Did you know the shortest war in history lasted less than an hour? In August 1896, the island of Zanzibar faced against the British Empire. The conflict started over who should be the Sultan. After the pro-British Sultan died, Bargash took over without British approval. The British gave him a choice to step down, but he refused. At 9 a.m., British opened fire. 38 minutes later, the palace was destroyed, and the Sultan fled, ending the only a half hour later. There was lots of casualties for Zanzibar, while the British only had one loss. The British got a new Sultan, and Zanzibar stayed under British influence. Number 3. The Great Stink of London. In the mid-1800s, London River, Thames, was an open sewer. All the waste went into the sewer, causing a horrible odour. In the summer of 1858, a heatwave came through, making the stench worse. The heatwave caused the sewer to ferment, making the smell unbearable. The odour was so bad, people couldn't live a normal life. Everybody avoided the river, and curtains had to be soaked in lime to mask the odour. Even the government had to shut down. Then came Joseph Bazalgette. He was an engineer who designed a sewer system to move waste away from the river. This helped London's sanitation and the horrendous smell. Thanks to his work, the new sewer system was used for other cities. Fun fact, part of Bazalgette's sewer system is still in use as of today. Could you live in a place that constantly smelt like sewage? I know I couldn't. Number 4. Rowan O Colony. Did you know a whole colony disappeared without a trace? In 1587, over 100 settlers arrived off the coast of North Carolina on an island called Roanoke. Led by John White, they wanted to make a colony. Shortly after arriving, John White returned to England for some supplies, leaving behind his granddaughter, his daughter, and the other colony. He promised he would return quickly, but his return was delayed by the Spanish Armada. It took him 3 years to make it back to Roanoke. When he finally returned in 1590, the colony was deserted. There was nobody in sight. The only clue was the word Croatoan that was carved into a tree, with no sign of struggle or settlers. There is many theories about what happened. Some believe the settlers got mixed with the Native American tribes, while others say they tried to relocate. However, there is no evidence of what really happened. To this day, the mystery of the lost colony continues to intrigue and puzzle historians and archaeologists. Excavations are ongoing, but the fate of the settlers remains as one of the greatest unsolved mysteries. Number 5. Napoleon and the rabbits. In 1807, Napoleon wanted to celebrate after signing a treaty, So he organized a rabbit hunt, inviting his generals for some fun. To make sure it was a successful hunt, Napoleon's chief of staff gathered hundreds of rabbits. When the hunt began, the rabbits were released. However, things didn't go as they had planned. Instead of fleeing, the rabbits charged at Napoleon and his generals. They were swarmed by thousands of bunnies, causing mayhem. No matter how many times they tried to shoo them away, they kept on coming. They were forced to go back into their carriages, with the rabbits still chasing them. The conqueror had been outsmarted by a bunch of little bunnies. There is many theories about why the bunnies attacked. One of them is that they were tame and fed by humans. When they say Napoleon and his generals, they thought they had food, so they rabbits swarmed them with anticipation. Although the story isn't very common, it adds a funny twist to his military career. Even the greatest leaders can have unexpected, hilarious moments. Thanks for watching. What was your favorite event? Leave a comment below. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. See you next time.